Sports presents.
What's up, G? How you feeling, man?
What's going on, Jay? Let's get ready to get busy. Let's get ready to do this. Are you ready to talk about the Bears and the Vikings?
Oh, the triumphant Bears, man. They really put a beat down on a great team last week. I hope they can keep this winning streak going alive.
Okay. So let's get ready to do it.
You're listening to The Sizzle on Iron Skillet Radio and Iron Skillet Television.
Welcome in, everyone. You know who it is. You know what it is. It's The Sizzle here on Iron Skillet Radio, Iron Skillet Television. I'm your host, G Sizzle. He's the man, Jay Sizzle. Jay, what's going on, baby?
Oh, man, I'm just so excited, man, for the Bears to keep this win streak going. They look so fantastic, man. They're on a roll. Here we go.
Okay. See, I can't even, I don't know if you're being serious or not. It's late. I don't know if you're telling me the truth or not. Man, are you really excited? Are you excited for some Bears football?
Mitchell Trubisky finally had his breakthrough. He's looking great. We knew he could play like this. He had a career game. Nobody does it better. He's better than all the rest. Nobody does it quite like Mitchie Trubisky because he's the best. Not.
All right, here's everything you need to know about the Bears game. It's going to be Sunday. It's a 12 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah.
It's going to be at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minnesota. It's supposed to be kind of chilly, kind of, it's going to be a little cold. But you've got two teams here. You've got a battle of 6 and 7 teams. Both of them are trying for some NFC relevance. They're trying to be the leader that comes out this wild card pack.
This is an elimination game right here.
Yeah, that's it. It's an elimination game. Yeah. I mean, technically a loss wouldn't be a nail on the coffin for either team.
It's over. Either one of these guys loses this ball game, it's over. You know what I'm saying? They're both been, the Vikings started off like trash. The Bears started off like gangbusters. And then now you see a flip-flop on the teams going on, and the Vikings, looked like they were going to play decent for a while, and they fell apart again. So right now, both these teams are really drowning, but they're pushing the other one down further so they can get up and get another gasp of air, because this is what's basically happening right now.
Yeah, it's one of those things where we're wondering, how are they going to make it work? I saw last week, and I thought, is this an apparition or is this real? And I'm really confused, Jay, to what extent this is. I don't know.
You talking about the Bears play last week?
Yeah, I don't know about the Bears or the way they played last week. That was good play.
That was good play against a very bad ball club. That was a club that was beat up. That's a shell of itself. His 3 wide receivers weren't there. Deshaun Watson still had a decent game, even though he was running for his life back there. J.J. Watt was really a non-factor in the ball game. Mitchell Trubisky was blown well, and you have Montgomery had one really good run and then ran for 33 yards the rest of the game. So you just looking at a team that got beat up. It was a really bad team that they played against, and they should have beat him, and they did. Now we have to look with the Bears and see, well, can they do it again? I don't think Minnesota's better than the Texans. Kirk Cousins looks pretty good now. I mean, he had a rough start on the course of the year, but I think his passer rating is something like 102.7 or something like that, 7th, 8th, 9th in the league. He got 27 touchdowns, so Kirk Cousins can light him up. So we're gonna wait and see. But I wasn't super impressed with what the Bears did. They're supposed to beat them down like that. Supposed to, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna wait and see. But I don't know. I think Mitchell Trubisky bought himself another contract.
And that was a good showing for Mitch. I don't know what it means for the team in the long run. My question would be then, is this something now that the brain trust for the Bears say, brain trust.
Did you say brain
this
trust?
Is what we've been waiting for?
Did you say brain trust?
I did. I was trying to be nice. I was trying to just make it sound good. It's a brain trust. Like, there has to be somebody that you trust has a brain there. Yeah, okay. Somebody, anybody? No brain?
Nobody has a brain. They're like, what was that, the Scarecrow?
Yes, in the eyes.
They all looking for a brain. You just got to run around, set a ball on fire. You know what the witch did?
Oh my goodness, yeah, it's interesting, but I think there's a way to look at this to make this game really interesting. If you're playing fantasy football, this would be really that week where you're looking to get your fantasy lineup and you're in your semi-playoffs or you're running games, you're playing games. So you're just hoping that, you get production out the Bears. You're hoping that Montgomery shows up, Allen shows up. You're hoping that maybe for those who are playing in dailies, maybe they picked up a certain tight end. I don't know. I really don't know, Jay. I don't know what really you can really gain from this game, but to understand that this is the last hurrah. I think it is. I think this is the last step for these teams.
The Vikings defense gives up almost 400 yards a game, in passing, in total yards. So the thing is right now, this is the time for this offense to shine, but we still have a terrible offensive line. Offensive line. And so I think this team is better than the Texans. And so what you're going to look at right now is a Bears team that's going to come back to earth. Mitchell Trubisky's coming back to earth. And I think they're going to take this one on the chin at least by 2 touchdowns.
So you're saying that it's a 2 touchdown. You're going with the over instead of the under there.
I'm looking at this. I don't think the Bears score 17 points in this game. I don't think they score 17. No, I don't think so. Because you're looking at you got Delvin Cook, who's only right behind Derrick Henry in rushing. And we've seen that the Bears can get gashed. We've seen that a few times now. Now if you look at Akeem Hicks, if they get Akeem Hicks doubled and he's not penetrating like he normally does, obviously you see Dalvin Cook get loose because he didn't get loose last time they played him. So he's waiting for that. So all of a sudden, if he starts running on the Bears, and they have to start walking somebody up and bring one of those safeties down the box to deal with that run game, that opens up our corners out there, and we know Kirk Cousins can get the football out. Justin Jefferson is killing people. He might be rookie of the year in the NFL this year. I mean, he's just absolutely killing people out there. He's playing great. I think he was like 8 catches and 135 yards or something like that last week. He's been pretty unstoppable the whole entire year. So the Bears have to deal with him. And the only way you deal with him is a good pass rush. But if Dalvin Cook's having a good day, you can't have the offense running well, and you're also going to put up a pass rush. It don't happen that way. So they got to stop Dalvin Cook. So we're going to see what the Bears are going to do. I don't know.
Well, the Bears could use some help, and I think they could find help because Brian Urlacher's coming out of retirement.
To play in the Lingerie League?
I did watch the Lingerie League. That was really interesting.
How do those girls play in the Lingerie League and not get beat up and bruised up? I never understood it. That was like the most sexist thing I've ever seen was girls playing football in lingerie. It was just wrong at so many different levels. You know what I'm saying? Even for, it was just wrong.
It was wrong, but it was so right when watching it because those were crisp passes. Those were nice routes. Those were running lanes that were opened up by lingerie-cladded women.
It was ridiculous. I mean, it was just ridiculous. I mean, what in the day of women's independence, what they will do for $1.
It was the most misogynistic thing I think I've ever seen. And it's a lot. It's almost, to me, it's as bad as Wonder Woman still running around in a half leotard fighting crime.
Here's the funny part about that too. You got all these women who went and saw Wonder Woman, right? Oh, she's so wonderful, and she's running around with a bazooms push-up bra running around in some leotards basically, and some high go-go boots, and so like I'm not seeing the independence there for women, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's because they're Wonder. And they're women.
No,
so I think because she's got the lasso and she's tied up the guys and making them tell the truth.
Or is she just tying them up?
That's for another show, Sizzle.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll talk about it after dark. But yeah, let's talk about linebacker Brian Urlacher coming out of retirement.
So you're serious about this?
No, I'm serious. This is
To play
this is
where?
a official announcement.
To play where?
Brian Urlacher is coming out of retirement to play football. Okay. He's going to be playing for the FCF, which is the Fan Control Football League. Now, many people probably heard that Johnny Manziel is going to be playing also. It's a couple of guys out there playing, but this is a new level league.
So they're not going to hit each other or anything like that? That's what's going to happen?
Oh, no, they're going to hit each other. It is it's being marketed as what if the Madden franchise mode was real? What if you could actually get in and design the team, because fans pick the coaches, the plays, they pick the roster. Now, I don't know how you get fans to get
this team turns over different every game.
You know what?
This makes no sense.
It's so asinine in its concept.
Who put money behind this?
I don't know. Urlacher is reportedly going to play for the Zappers.
They must be giving him $1 million up front to play one game, because this is going to last about one game.
Bob Minery, who's co-owner of the Zapperies, announced it on Instagram. He's a comedian, and Trevor May is a co-owner of the Zappers.
So you got a comedian, you didn't say Chris Rock or any of these top ranked guys, Kevin Hart owning the team. You got who? Who is this guy?
I have never heard of him before in my life.
What joke is he famous for? Is he like Get Her Done, or you know what I'm saying? Got You Down? Any of those type of phrases, you know?
Well, there are some stars also. Marshawn Lynch has a team called the Bees. Richard Sherman and Quavo have a team called the Glacier Boys.
They must have put in $75 and a bag of Hennessy. You know, in the Hennessy bag. Not even the Hennessy in the bottle, just a Hennessy bag. They must have threw that in there. So that's
all right. So here's how I go. Let me read it to you.
Yeah.
Fans can join whatever team they want to be the ownership group of and get to vote on what team does every single level of operation. It's the truest answer to the question of what happens if armchair coach and general managers on Sunday actively call the shots.
So you got a bunch of guys sitting up here, and they're gonna have 4 or 5 plays that they can pick from, and everybody's gonna be hitting their little joystick talking about pick the dive play.
Mm-hmm. The FCF league consists of 7-on-7 games on a field that makes the whole thing feel like a bonus play option in Madden.
So are they in full pads?
Or they're in FCF pads.
Oh, well, of course. I know exactly what that is.
Yeah. You should, because it's FCF, baby. It's fan control. We're gonna have a you know what? That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
We're going to help
watch
put some plays out there.
Oh, we're gonna do it. We're gonna watch that. We're gonna watch. Actually, we're gonna do a show on that.
We are. I am so serious. We are going to do a show on how you can control your FCF.
Because it's the height of ridiculousness. It's the height of ridiculousness. I mean, when will it stop? When will it stop? This is ridiculous. It really is.
Jay, let me ask you something.
Yes, sir.
Are you having problems with your FCF? Have you gotten to the point where FCF is ruining your life?
I know, right? It's gonna be it'll be like FCF, like those 2:00 in the morning promos. If you're FCFing, call this 1-800-9-FCF. Call right now, and then next thing you know, they had the FCF up again. This is gonna be ridiculous. It's good.
FCF, it's what you need, what we need to control our lives.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, yeah,
you're not waiting for the testimonials from somebody like, I was watching FCF and I thought, I know what I could do with some plays. We're going to run the old hog tie play. That's where grandma and grandpa used to go behind the shed, and then they run back out, and then they had that pig, and it'd be squalling and hollering, and we run down the field. That was that old shed play. That was the FCF. That's what I did.
All right, so you had to be a little nervous when grandpa and grandma was behind the shed and then they were squealing. I was a little worried right there, but you cleaned it up and it worked out fine.
Yeah, it did. I thought it worked out perfectly. I'm just saying, anytime you got grandma and grandpa on the same field and you don't know which one's the fullback and which one's the half.
Wow.
Man,
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so that was 10 minutes of my life that I'll never get back.
You can't get that back. You can't.
Get that
Only
back.
here on the Sizzle can you learn about Brian Urlacher coming out of retirement to be a zapper.
A zapper.
I hope he has interest in this group.
I hope he gets land blasted for going out here doing this. I hope he just gets bushwhacked.
By who? It's 7-on-7.
You can get hit out there. Somebody's gonna hit you. Somebody out there who's trying to get back to the league is gonna nail somebody. You don't remember those arena football games? Those guys used to get hit out there.
So let me ask you this: Is it? I mean, all jokes aside,
you got to
on
joke
a 7-on-7. Do you really think you're getting back into the league? You really think you're going to get back into the league?
Hey, guys trying anything. You know, there's a lot of type of avenues, but you know, it's over. I don't even know why Urlacher's doing. They must be paying him big bucks. I wonder if he ran through all his money. I wonder if that's what the problem is. Because this seems very demeaning for him to do this.
I think he used it on getting hair.
On his hair?
And, and now he's got to replenish that hair money. see what I did there?
That's pretty
He's
good.
got to replenish that hair money by going back in these streets and lacing it up one more time.
Because they can't be giving him that much money. I mean, they come up with that money from the beginning, but it can't be that much, though. So, who knows?
And if I'm playing for a team, I'm playing for a team called the Beast. That's how I say it.
Wow.
I'm not being a zapper. I'm not going to be a zapper.
What's their logo? What, I mean, you know what I'm saying? The zapper.
Just a lighter that you just see somebody flicking the light. The zappers.
Wow.
You've been zapped, baby.
I don't know. Anyway.
You've been zapped.
Leo. Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
See, that's how bad this Bears game is. This Bears game is so insequential and so nobody cares that nobody really cares.
I think the Bears are going to get thumped. I really believe they're going to get thumped.
I don't think the Bears are going to get thumped. I think it's going to be a fairly competitive game. In fact, I've got this game 34-25 Vikings.
There's no way the Bears will score 25 points in this game. There's no way.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, they're going to score 25 points. You know why? Because nobody's playing defense. Nobody cares anymore.
But here's the thing
only
about
people who care are the people watching it.
Here's the thing about it, though. And the Bears are going to find out. Mitchell Trubisky can't have two big games in a row. Can't do it. So he's going to find a way to throw it to the other ball club. And look, the thing about the Vikings, they've been terrible about yardage, but they've actually been sort of good in takeaways. And so they're going to try to figure out a way. You know, Mitch can't read past 2 reads. So they're going to figure out a way to get him screwed up, and he's going to throw the ball to him. That's what's going to happen. So, you know, it's very possible.
They got a really young defense, and I think that's what holds them back.
Yeah.
But they've got some good young guys. I don't see now after last week, I don't see how you can regress. Now, I know we're talking about Mitchell Trubisky, and it could happen.
Hey,
but I don't that kind of digression.
Do you think Mitchell Trubisky is going to be the Bears quarterback next year?
Yes.
I think so, too.
I've come to that conclusion. I just believe at this point, there's no way you're going to find a replacement for him. And even if you do, I don't trust anybody that would have a brain trust.
Especially this group picking quarterback. You don't want none of these guys picking quarterback for you. This whole little quarterback 9-picking group we have here, Pace and everybody else, and Nagy the guru. No. You don't want to pick a quarterback because they let 3 quarterbacks go by, and oops, so we didn't get none of them.
I'm not a big fan of their foolishness. So no. I don't think you know what? My thing is, I don't know if you can afford to lose him. Can you lose a Mitchell Trubisky now and have nothing?
Here's what I think the problem is. Here's what I think the problem is. They're worried somebody's going to get Mitchell Trubisky, get him turned around. All of a sudden, he's going to become a productive quarterback in the league. That's what they're worried about. That's why they're going to sign him for next year. Can you imagine if he went, like they're talking about him going to the Steelers, maybe behind Big Ben, and he gets down there with Mike Tomlin and gets it figured out, and all of a sudden he starts throwing the ball because he's a big, strong, tall kid. He can throw the football. So all of a sudden he starts playing really well. Now he's in the top 15, 10 quarterbacks in the league. All of a sudden now the Bears, Ed McCaskey, everybody's looking at them like, really? You know, we're the Jets now. Jets, Jets. You know, that's what we are right now.
What kills me is everybody who wants the Jets. They want Sam Darnold in Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh, you know who would be a really good pickup for the Bears? Sam Darnold.
Well, we want anybody who's a starting quarterback in the league other than Mitchell Trubisky. That's where we're at right now. Any name will go well in Chicago.
Well, you know what? I'm going to start my rant down Melanated Road. And I'm going to do it.
You need to start your rant toward moving over to the right road because you have migrated. Off center, sir.
I have, because I'm ready to go to Melanated Road. That's what I'm ready to do. I'm ready to see what is it that causes the Bears to not take educated flyers on quarterbacks who maybe don't look like the traditional norm. Now, let's go back before Mitchell Trubisky. They had the nice, tall, blonde kid who was terrible. Even with Nick Foles, you got the nice, blonde kid and he's terrible.
So you rather him get Cam? Would you rather see Cam here?
Well, you know what? I'd rather you gotten somebody who.
So what black quarterback are you talking about?
Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater.
I don't know if they want to spend the money. I don't know if they wanted to spend the money for Teddy Bridgewater.
I don't think Teddy Bridgewater thought they were going to spend the money on Teddy Bridgewater.
Right.
I think he was amazed as anybody else that money got to him.
Right. Well, you got coins.
Yeah. And they're already saying next season, probably going to be looking for a quarterback because this isn't working.
Yeah, Mitch might squeeze himself up out of here, especially if he can get up like to Pittsburgh or something like that. I'd go.
Well, let me ask you this. You just said a squeeze play. Can Mitch force their hand to sign him as a quarterback into next year?
Can he force their hand? Oh, I don't know about that. But you got people now because Nick Foles looked so bad when he came back out and played and Mitch started looking a little bit better. You got a lot of people out here screaming for Mitch right now for him to be the quarterback. You know,
I think he can force their hand with playing well tomorrow. I really do.
Well, yeah, but I think that just gives them a reason to keep him at that point because again, they don't want him to go out and look better somewhere else. So it's about saving face in the league instead of winning games in the league. That's why the Chicago Bears are in the position what they're in right now.
So we look at it and we talk about keeping Mitch and we talk about how this could work moving forward. If you keep Mitch, I think people forget the other side of Mitch. They forget the things he can't do and how that's worked.
You know, it's here's the hard part about the Bears is that they are so flawed in so many areas on this football team that the only shining beacon has been that defense. But if you look on offense, all around there, they still can't figure out the running back position. They never figured out this offensive line in 10 years. And so everything else beyond that has been a problem.
Mm-hmm. It's been a disaster. It has been an unmitigated disaster, one that hopefully Ryan Pace does not make it through. Hopefully Matt Nagy does not make it through. But we've forgotten, like, this is the way of the Bears. This is the way of all bad teams. Every 3 to 4 years, they jettison out head coaches, general managers, and I found it's crazy. I don't know how to really put this, but I've seen other coaches, melanated, that were released even before that. Remember what happened in Denver? I mean, when you only get a year to try and reverse and turn something around without a quarterback, it can get pretty. And somebody was going to say, well, you know, you got Lynn with the Chargers. Yeah, he sucks too.
Look,
and I'm not just saying that because he sucks.
In the league, you got a few really good teams, a few really bad teams, but most teams are 8-8. So in those 8-8 teams, those 7-9 teams, those 6-10 teams, that's when you start seeing the movement moving around. And you see a lot of quarterbacks that are not in the top 10 get flushed around in that area. They get moved all over the place. That's the nature of the league.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah.
I think even if the Bears win tomorrow, which is a stretch,
and the
but
Bears
it
are
could
a
happen.
mid-level team. Bears are a mid-level team. That's it. They're gonna be 500. Maybe one game under. They're gonna be 500, squeeze into the 7th place in the playoffs if they win this game tomorrow. And then they're gonna look up and they're gonna get bounced out early. That's just what's gonna happen. This is what we have here in Chicago, and we're not gonna win anytime soon.
Well, with that rosy outlook, I guess
It's just the truth, though. I mean, you just look how it looks in Chicago, and you see a apathetic fan base now. Now this fan base has become apathetic. You're not expected to win on Sundays. Matter of fact, to really tell you the truth, you're hoping that they start playing Heidi or something around the 4th quarter. It just kicks in, and you don't have to watch the debacle that are the Bears in the 4th. Because look. The Bears are been really bad in the 3rd quarter, and then they made this really huge rush in the 4th quarter. Well, why not play huge rush 1st quarter? Why not go up there and snap the ball, run 2-minute drills in the 1st quarter? Because that's what Mitchell is good at. But no, they come back and want to hit the 7-step drop, and all of a sudden he's Joe Montana. And, he's not that guy. They put themselves in the hole all the time. I really want them to see some NASCAR offense and start going, coming up, playing fast. Let Mitchell get on the edge. Just get this defense a little tired. But if they don't do that, they keep playing the same thing over and over again. They're going to do the same thing over and over again. Mitchell might be signed next year, but it'll be the same problem. I think Nagy and them are gone regardless. So I mean, but who's going to come into this decimated football team? Because now this defense is going to be worn down by that point. And so I mean, how long do you have now with Akeem Hicks? How long do you have now? How long do you have now with Khalil Mack? Khalil Mack's gonna try to find somewhere to go win the championship. So this defense, defense is on the
he
clock.
still grades as one of the best linebackers. He grades as the number one in rusher in the league.
Without a doubt, he gets double teamed all the time. That's why you got to have somebody on the opposite side who can make hay. They haven't had that guy yet.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Quinn was supposed to be that guy for him, and he hasn't really been getting there. And if they don't have Akeem Hicks on the field, the Bears defense, I hate to say it, is trash.
Yeah,
Akeem Hicks is the linchpin for this team. If they don't have him, it's a problem.
In fact, you could have kept Leonard Floyd for the low money that they gave Leonard Floyd at the Rams, and he's had more of an impact on that team with just Aaron Donald.
Yeah, but you have Aaron Donald he gets more doubles and triple teams than any other player in the league. So that leaves him one-on-one. Leaves him one-on-one. Don't have to worry about the doubles, and he can try to get home. That's the reason why he's getting home. Same thing's happened to Khalil Mack. He gets double teamed all the time. Robert Quinn's got to get home. He's got to beat these guys one-on-one, especially these right tackles. And he's not beating them.
How does that happen, though? Okay, so we're saying that Khalil Mack gets double teamed more than anybody else.
Right.
And then you've got Akeem Hicks who has to be double teamed when he's on the field. So how is it that then you've got a player who couldn't do it here, but went to another system and is able to flourish with only one person getting double teamed?
Because
you're not double teaming two people on the Rams defensive line.
They scheme him to get free. They scheme him. How they set that defense up, they make that offense. They know if they put Aaron Donaldson in a particular area, they know that offensive line is going to slide that direction. And so they're scheming him up to get free one-on-one, especially if you have a slow-footed. These right tackles are not the quickest guys in the league. Usually your left tackles are the dancing guys. Your right tackles are the big, sort of brutish guys. And all of a sudden you saw Leonard Floyd getting off on right tackles because he could use his speed. He's got, for whatever reason, he's a tall, thin guy, but he has really good strength and leverage. And the only thing about it is, but he can't take on the run blocks. And so when you're taking on the run blocks, he's no good at the point of attack. But you put him in where he can pass rush and come off the ball, he's got some length and some moves, and he's starting to get home a little bit because they have to double team. You have to. Aaron Donaldson is the greatest wrecking force that we have seen, I think, in a long time. I can't think of another wrecking force except for if you go way back to the Packers, a guy who's just wrecking people like he is.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's funny. The Packers had the great Reggie White,
yeah.
and Gilbert Brown.
Yeah.
Gilbert Brown was a wrecking ball all by himself.
Yep.
But they also had other guys. So incumbently, you want to find somebody who can come off the edge and who is an amazing edge rusher. And maybe that's what the Bears do in the draft. Maybe they find an amazing edge rusher like they found Roquan Smith, and maybe there's help somewhere for the defense on one side.
They need an amazing offensive line. That's what they need.
Yeah, well, you know that. I know that. But guess who doesn't know that? The Bears. They don't know it.
Poor Mrs. McCaskey sitting up there. She's probably telling him to get an offensive line. You know she know her football. She's like,
does
what?
She?
You probably she. I guarantee if you sat down. What's her first name? I forgot.
Virginia.
I don't know why I forgot about it. But I guarantee if you sat down and talk a little football with you, she could throw some football at you.
She could probably throw a football at you.
She probably could talk a little football. And she's just not understanding herself why this ain't happening.
Because of the idiot she has running the team.
Wow. Well, you're not talking about Ed like that, are you?
Okay. Eddie, Teddy. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Eddie, Teddy, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Whoever's there who's making these silly decisions and wheeling her up in that press box and the high-end suites, and you're like, hey, Virginia, do you like this? And she's like, yeah, it's crap.
Hey, it's nice to be her, though. She wears nice pearls up there, too.
She does, because that's about the only thing she can do right now.
Wow.
The pearls of her labor, the fruit are not on the field, buddy.
Send all of your letters to G Sizzle, care of the Sizzle. Thank you.
Well, now that you said that, listen, let me tell you something. If you're not following, subscribing, and liking, and then sharing this information, first of all, there's something wrong with you, and you are a Grinch in this holiday season. Second of all, you should always know that the Sizzle is the best gift of the holiday season. It's the gift that keeps giving. It keeps giving you information that you didn't have before, so now you have it, and now you should give it to someone else who really needs it.
Wait a minute. That a gift that keeps on giving, you need to give it to somebody else. You know what that sounds like?
Yes. Rum cake.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. Holiday rum cake.
If you all can, please give to the G Sizzle Foundation for finding the center of his microphone. If you could,
I'm not gonna do it.
If you could just,
I'm off center. I'm as off centered as Virginia McCaskey is watching the Bears.
If you all just please send in 52 cents a piece, we can help G Sizzle find the middle of his shot. That would be great. If you just help out right here, that'd be great.
For 52 cents. We also can live a happy Christmas.
That would be nice.
Will you donate? Will you donate? Will you donate your time to hit the subscribe button?
Really. Hit the subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? Like boopy, boopy, boopy. You need to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button so we can get this thing moving. You know what I'm saying? But we're having a good time. We're having fun. Hey, we're going to keep punching these out, man, because we like doing them. We like doing them with you guys. We know you guys watching. We know we get feedback. We just need you to hit the subscribe button. That's what we need you to do. And hit the like
Virginia
button.
McCaskey is probably going to punch Jay. You know, it's going to be boopy, boopy, boop. It wouldn't be something if that's how she punches you. It's like boopy, boopy.
Why is all the violence got to happen to me?
You're that kind of guy. You're the guy that violent stuff happens to. And because you're that guy, you've got to leave the people with something hot. Jay Sizzle, leave the people with something hot.
Man, let me tell you something. My future son-in-law made some green beans. These were the most fabulous green beans that I've ever eaten in my entire life. I could have ate a whole bowl of these green beans. He had bacon in there, some pork fat, some from Madagascar in there, some onions and some melted something and with some garlic. And look, If you want to impress a future maybe father-in-law, learn how to make some really good. Because this kid can cook. He needs his own. He needs his own. He needs his own place to cook. He needs his own truck or something like that. He can throw it down. Every time they say he's cooking, I'm on the way there. He hands me a plate. I know. You know what I'm saying? So it's good stuff. So if you want to get to your father-in-law, future, whatever, make food.
Well, that's going to be where we're going to leave it. As the Bears preview show, we're going to tell you
What's
that
the
Jay
prediction?
Sizzle thinks the Bears are going to be a negative score and the Vikings will be up. I say the final score will be 35-25.
There's no way the Bears are scoring 25 points. It ain't happening. Did you see Notre Dame get whacked out by Clemson? Just bushwhacked. I was talking to a bunch of Notre Damers earlier today. I said, you know, Clemson is going to smack them by 21. You know that, right? No, there's no way Notre Dame's going to. Because they didn't have Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is worth 14 points by himself. And you know this defense is going to be a bushwhacking down in Death Valley. Death Valley? Clemson's not Death Valley, is it?
Let me tell you something. There was a bushwhacking in the NFL today. Did you see what the Bills did? It was. Look, man.
What score?
I'm going to say this. If your team doesn't have a good quarterback, you suck. Now that you've seen Josh Allen,
that was analysis right
what
there.
Can happen. You suck.
That was analysis. You don't get any other place like that here in the Sizzle. If your team doesn't have a good quarterback, you suck. Right here on the Sizzle. Bucket Dana.
Yeah. You know what it is. You know who it is. It's the Sizzle here on Iron Skillet Radio, Iron Skillet Television, and we will see you on the other side.